What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another in-car review for Movie Emporium's Reviews. This time I'm going to be talking about Devotion, which is a new, inspired by true story that's directed by J.D. Dillard. It's about Hunter and Brown, who are aviation pilots. Basically, right after World War II, they are, of course, played by Glen Powell and Jonathan Majors. And this is a story about, what it was like for an African-American pilot to fly during, a wartime mission. And this is close to the Korean War and stuff like that. And it's basically about their friendship, about, how African Americans were looked at in the war, which has been done before, and stuff like Red Tails and stuff like that. And it's a movie about, looking past the boundaries, looking at, what it's like for individuals to be brotherhoods and be, good friends and stuff like that. So this is a movie that garnered pretty decent reviews. Glen Powell, of course, was just in Top Gun Maverick. Jonathan Majors, of course, is an actor who's now appearing in Marvel movies. He, of course, was in one of my favorite movies in the last few years, which, of course, was The Last Black Man in San Francisco and Lovecraft Country and stuff like that. So this is, it's a movie that is also, has a director of photography or a cinematographer who's by Eric Messerschmidt, who won, of course, for Mank. And so the question honestly remains, is this movie worth watching? Is it, because it's another, World War II or post-World War II, it's another naval, military, action type movie based off a true story, stuff like that, based off a book. Is it worth watching? And it's entertaining. It's good. It's very pretty. The combat sequences are very well done. The visual effects are put together pretty nicely. This is a movie that has good performances by Glen Powell and Jonathan Majors and John Sadorski and stuff like that. I just feel like this movie falls a little flat sometimes on its kind of dramatic tension. I think sometimes the story feels a little wonky. The problem is it's a kind of inspired by a true story, so it's not a full true story, which, they have to make some concessions when it comes to the filmmaking and the procedures behind it, like what you can show, what you can't show, what will make it boring, what will make it not. But I think it's a movie that at least tries to be, kind of in that like Brian song territory, where it has two individuals of two different spectrums when it comes to like race and color and stuff like that, who find even ground. There are stuff talked about with Jonathan Majors and what he had to go through, which are very heartbreaking and stuff like that. And I think in the end, it's a movie that really tries to delve into the deeper subjects. I just don't think it deeps far enough, to be fairly honest. And that's a little kind of bothersome, to be fairly honest, because I think it could have gone really deep. But it has fun things in it, the combat sequences, the aerial sequences. Like I said, Glen Powell, who's just in Top Gun Maverick, this is like his second movie where he's a naval pilot. And the movie, he should just, if like he's gonna stick to this genre, like, find the directors and director photographies who know how to shoot action and know how to do crazy aerial photography and stuff like that. And J.D. Dillard and, of course, Jessica Kaczynski both apparently do, and this is what they're really good at. And it's very, really impressive. It just, I don't know. It just, there's some parts in it. It feels like it's a little wonky, I guess you could say. It's really hard to like bash on it, because it's still a movie with a lot of heart and a lot of passion. And like I said, you can feel the love of the tight knit group that is in this. Because there's only like 6 or 7 naval pilots that take place in this movie. And you watch, like, if let's say someone dies, you watch kind of how that affects them and stuff like that. And just you see the home life of course of Jonathan Majors' Brown character, and how much and deep and meaningful that is. You see how through the eyes of the character Glen Powell plays. And there's not really much more else to talk about. It is a traditional by the books naval aviation movie that deals with racism, to be fairly honest, and it deals with like the heartache of, like, you can't protect people in situations that are out of your control. And you see that through this movie, that they get new planes and stuff like that, new forms of aircraft, and they're worried about how they'll be affected and stuff like that. It does has a causality effect and stuff like that. And in the end, it's once again just a very traditional naval movie. And it's like that Kevin Costner film I think it was like the Coast Guard or something like that. It feels like that a little bit. But I think going in the end, I think if you enjoy these types of movies, and sorry for the bouncies, the car, and the road, and stuff like that, but if you like these types of movies, I think you'll enjoy this. I think it's worthwhile. It's a little longer than it should be, but I think it definitely has some moments. So in the end, enjoyable. Not better. I wish it could have been better, but I still enjoy it for what it's worth. So with that said, that is going to be my take on this film, which of course is Devotion. Once again, a new Navy aviation film starring Glen Powell and of course Jonathan Majors. In the comments below, as I always say, let me know if you see this movie, what you think overall, what's your favorite like naval aviation movie, all that good stuff. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top of the phone that's coming next. If you like the video, awesome, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.